analytics. And this is...
Hi, my name is Henry Chow. I am the Supercomputer Administrator here at Florida Polytechnic. And what we want to do today at our Periscope broadcast is give you a little behind-the-scenes look before our little hangout event tonight, 7 p.m. at philpoly.org/STEM Talks, where we'll be talking about big data and big data analytics. But first, what we wanted to do is just give you a little bit of background of the university, show some of the innovation labs that we have here on campus, and provide a bit of a student perspective on the whole campus experience. So we'll start off by first taking a quick tour of the Supercomputer lab, if you want to follow me here. So be warned, it is a little loud in there, but we'll get through it. So this is the supercomputer here at Florida Polytechnic, and it's logically divided up into two portions. On one side, we have the HPC, which is a high-performance computing. It has 48 nodes, 3 terabytes of memory, 100 terabytes of shared storage. So a lot of power, a lot of storage space for us to do a lot of big data analytics work. It also features an interconnect network of 56 gigabits per second, achievable through fiber interconnects, and that also allows us to transmit data and information at a high speed within each of the nodes. On the second half of the supercomputer, we also feature a virtualized data center. We run a commercial virtualization software known as VMware, and what this allows us to do is run virtual servers and allow students to get hands-on experience learning about managing and setting up these servers. The great thing about the supercomputer here is that it supports the research and academic computing needs of the university. So students, for their coursework, would be able to go in, they get a virtual server of their own, where throughout the semester they continue to do all their work, get that hands-on experience that you won't really see at many other universities. If you guys have any questions, feel free to post them into the bar at the bottom, and then we'll slowly answer them as we go through. So let's continue the tour now, and we'll transition over to the cybersecurity lab.
Hello everyone, my name is Jesse Polero. I'm a student here. My major is electrical engineering, and I am also the cybersecurity lab manager, I guess you would call it. So I'll walk you down and show you a project that I've worked on for the past 2 semesters. So this is the cybersecurity lab. This is where all of the cybersecurity lab majors, the research and stuff that we do here is in here. This is a project I worked on for the past 2 semesters with Henry. This is a small-scale supercomputer. It uses Raspberry Pis and big old blacks to emulate to be a cluster environment. If you don't know, Raspberry Pis are just credit card-sized computers. They're full computers. They run a full operating system and everything. They're just a lot less powerful. Right now, it's running a program to show the LED, the cluster environment parallel processing algorithm. Other than that, the lab itself, we do BLE research, which is Bluetooth Low Energy. It's basically a lighter, less powerful version of Bluetooth. We're hoping that because it's a less powerful version of Bluetooth, they gave up security in the process. So we've been doing a lot of research on that. It's freshmen and undergrads, all undergrads. There's 1 grad student. We have freshmen and sophomore. The experience level is very small. It's all in C, and most students came here not knowing any C. They knew Python or C++, and they came in. They've been doing excellent on it.
So Jesse, can you talk about any events that you guys host here in the cybersecurity lab as well?
We've had 1 GitHub workshop. GitHub is a Git repository system for programming. Other than that, we have talked about doing a hacker capture the flag, as well as possible industry leaders coming in and talking.
Okay. So I think we'll transition on to the big data analytics lab next.
I'm Mark. I introduced myself a little earlier. I am part of the Big Data and Health Informatics Lab. Now, this lab specifically focuses on data mining, data analytics, as well as data storage and data retrieval. And this is our lab. Our lab currently has several projects through the university that I think are fairly exciting. The first of which of the projects is we're actually scraping Wikipedia information. And the way that we do it is we turn the Wikipedia page, the HTML Wikipedia, into programmable, serializable objects. And that just, all of that is a fancy term for, it makes it easier to deal with the Wikipedia page and retrieve information out of the Wikipedia page. But on top of that, this lab also has several active internships, and the active internships allow students to work with in-industry partners such as Curtis Wright, such as QGIF, and as well as Lakeland Regional Hospital. And one of the projects, or one of the internships that we currently have going on is through Curtis Wright, and basically what we do is we help nuclear power plants figure out which parts that they like, let's say a nuclear power plant has a part that another one needs. Well, we help find that and match that part. And currently, we have to do data algorithms to figure out whether or not they match, because these power plants are different companies. So,
what type of classes are offered here?
Okay, so we have a variety of different classes, the majority of which, the first thing comes to mind is all the engineering and mathematics courses, mostly because they're traumatic, but also very fun. That is if you're into math and mathematics. But we also have science and technology courses. My favorite, of course, would be the programming, as well as the data algorithms and statistical classes.
Do you do anything with social data?
We do actually do a lot with social data. And through this lab, we're working with Twitter, and with Twitter, we're trying to pull down different trends between different tweets. And, you know, a silly example of this would be to find the correlation that cats might have with the amount of war that might be taking place in the current time. So we do actually do social data and social manipulation, data manipulation. So,
Can you talk a little bit about internship opportunities?
well, like I said, we have several internship opportunities, and they're opening up all the time. One of our professors here who runs the Big Data Lab, Thanos, who you'll actually see at 7 p.m. through our Google Hangouts, and that's going to be flpoly.org/STEM Talks. And he works with partners in various internship partners and opportunities here through the school, so that you can work with an industry. Again, we're looking for partners or for students to work with health informatics through Lakeland Regional at the moment.
Can you talk about data mining?
Data mining is complicated. So we need a lot of storage. Obviously, that's where Henry comes in with the Supercomputer lab. And we need a way to collect vast amounts of information. Typically, this is done through opening a VPN tunnel back to your system in your application to gather this information and then store it. And then later you worry about analytics on that data. So a good example of this would be actually Microsoft's Windows 10. Microsoft Windows 10 decides to send some of the information back whenever you use it anonymously, so that they don't match it back to you, so that they can get a better understanding of their user base and how to benefit their users in future releases of Windows.
What courses offered here at Florida Poly?
We have courses ranging from, I'm pretty sure, from like Physics 1, Physics 2, Chemistry, Biology, as well as Analytics, Programming. We have things such as embedded systems, and the list can go on and on. Because we're a STEM school, you know, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, pretty much everything in that field, and in those fields applies here.
What's been your favorite course so far?
My favorite course was, I would actually have to say the Advanced Quantitative Methods class that I'm in now. Even though it's kind of tricky, I really do enjoy Professor Stab, and she's a really, really nice teacher. And the class is actually fairly small, so it's a lot more flexible than a larger environment. So whenever a project falls slightly behind or an assignment is late by even 1 hour, because there's so small of a student base, she's more flexible. And if you have questions in class, there's not 30 people trying to ask questions, so it doesn't take up the whole class time if 1 or 2 questions is asked.
Is there a course path for data scientists?
Yes, and I don't have the whole track memorized, but you can always go to flpoly.org, and you can look at the academic and related courses for your major and for your area of interest.
What is student life like here?
It's pretty active, surprisingly. Not surprisingly, because we do all sorts of engineering projects. We have the VTC lab, which we always have students go in and out for either virtual reality. We have the media lab, which has a lot to do with both the music club as well as producing promotional videos or student film works. We have the 3D printer lab, so if you have a project you need to work on, you can go over there and you can print out a 3D box. Here in the data lab, we have a lot of internships and a lot of I would say fascinating opportunities that you wouldn't have in other labs. And cybersecurity, which is, of course, focusing on internet security risks as well as LAN and WAN security risks. So obviously cyber warfare is going to be a big issue, and cybersecurity with all these companies in the news being hacked is going to start to become and pick up as a major part of our society.
How can I work with 3D printing?
Okay, so to work with 3D printing, I'm going to direct you to Jesse because I know he knows more about that.
I actually work in the makerspace as a lab intern. As a student, you get one free print that is no questions asked. You submit it, and we have a database for you. Submit it to the database, and then we print it for you, and you get it. After the first print, as a student,
How many 3D printers do you have?
there are a total of 56, or it's 56. We have 60 3D technologies.
Yeah, and
Show you guys,
we can show you guys some other labs as well, since you're expressing some interest in that.
We have 56 3D printers, 55 of them MakerBots. One is a Stratus, a way more expensive printer. The idea is 3D printing came along for rapid prototyping.
I know.
But for us, after you do the one free print, you have a form you fill out. And after you fill out the form, only if it's project-based will it get approved. If you can project-based around it, you can get the project done. And, we'll print that part for you, or the project for you, and then you see the part. And
Tell them about the project.
But it depends on the project you want. So if it's like, we've had a few students who printed parts for engineering projects. So they had a levitating desk lamp project for one of the professors last year. Students printed a lot of like a plethora of things. You see, like there's a skull up here on the. It's kind of hard to see probably, but up on the table. That was actually one of the students' projects. It was sat on a levitating desk lamp, and it used wireless power to communicate to light the lights.
So, how did you guys start to get involved with the labs?
And just talk to the people in charge of the labs.
What materials do the 3D printers?
The MakerBots all use PLA, and the Stratus use ABS. The only MakerBots we have that do not use PLA is actually corn-based plastic. The ABS is a petroleum-based plastic. The 2Xs, which are dual extrusion heads, they use ABS as well. We also have done tests with flexible filaments. We use NinjaFlex and MakerBots Flex.
All right. On that, I guess I can show you real quick right behind us the VTC lab over here. And this is where we have collaboration in different projects for robotics as well as 3D printing and embedded systems. So that was a quick view of that lab there.
So, all in all, here at Florida Poly, we feature 7 innovation labs, and like Jesse and Mark have mentioned before, it's very easy to get involved. All you really need to do is find labs. Usually, if there's someone that's involved, you can knock on the door, they can answer any questions, and you can get engaged on any existing projects.
Mm-hmm. And what was the coolest thing that you printed?
What's the coolest thing that I printed? You might have printed cooler things than me. Oh, but I did, yeah. I just did a semi-transparent 3D skull, which had embedded LEDs, which were programmed to glow on and off, which nice feature probably.
And what time is the STEM Talks tonight?
The STEM Talks tonight is 7 p.m. You can watch it at flpoly.org/STEM Talks.
All right.
Great. Are there any other questions y'all have before we hang up?
All right, if no questions, then I wanted to thank you guys for joining us at our first Periscope session. If you are interested in learning more about the university, please feel free to put your email address in the comments for the Periscope, or visit our website, floridapoly.org. There's a little link at the top to request more information, fill out some basic questions, and someone will get back to you. Thank you.
That's
That was
great.
even better than the run through.
I know, they did so well.
And people